Hey everyone, and welcome. If you've got a pharmacology exam on the horizon, you already know some topics are just a beast to memorize. Well, today we're going to tackle a big one, the side effects of cytotoxic drugs. We're going to turn a massive list of facts into a simple picture you literally won't be able to forget. Let's dive in. So, does the thought of trying to remember which drug causes which very specific toxicity make your head spin just a little bit? Yeah. If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone. It's a classic roadblock for pretty much every student. And this right here is exactly why. This is what I call the memorization mountain. It's this wall of text connecting all these complex drug names to equally complex side effects. Trying to just brute force this into your memory before a test, that's a recipe for a bad time. But what if we could take that whole jumbled mess and turn it into something simple, something visual, something that actually sticks in your brain? Well, that's exactly what we're about to do. Our secret weapon for this is a mnemonic, but not just any mnemonic. We are going to build a visual mnemonic, one that maps all these toxicities onto a simple little figure. The goal here is to make recalling this stuff during a high-pressure exam feel like second nature. All right, let's get to it. We are going to build what a lot of med students call the toxicity figure, or sometimes the chemotox man. It's a really clever combination of a bunch of popular mnemonics that creates one single powerful visual blueprint. Okay, so we're going to start by drawing the chest of our figure. This is where we're going to anchor our very first and maybe one of the most important associations. Okay, check this out. It's super simple. We draw two capital B's to represent the lungs. And this immediately connects to bleomycin and busulfan, two drugs that are notorious for causing pulmonary fibrosis. You see that connection? The B's look like the lungs, and they stand for the drugs that can damage them. It just clicks. All right, let's keep building this thing. Right there in the chest, next to the lungs, we obviously have the heart, another major target for chemo-induced toxicity. So for the heart, we're going to draw it to look kind of like a big capital D. Why D? Well, that D is your hook for deoxyrubicin and daunorubicin. And the toxicity? Cardiotoxicity. But wait, it gets even better. This damage often leads to dilated cardiomyopathy. See, all those Ds all pointing right to the heart. All right, let's move on down our figure to the pelvic area. There's a very specific and super high-yield side effect we absolutely have to lock in here. For this one, we'll draw a C shape to represent the bladder. That C is for cyclophosphamide. And what does it cause? You guessed it, something with a C, hemorrhagic cystitis, inflammation of the bladder. The C in the drug and the C in the condition. That's your trigger. Okay, so next up, we've got a drug that's a real two-for-one deal when it comes to toxicity. So we're going to mark both spots on our figure. We're talking about the ears and the kidneys. This one's actually genius. We're going to put little C shapes on both the ears and the kidneys of our figure. This C is for cisplatin, which can cause both ototoxicity, that's ear toxicity, and nephrotoxicity, which is kidney toxicity. One drug, two big side effects, and now you won't forget either. All right, we are almost there. To finish off our figure, we need to focus on the limbs. This is where we're going to cover neurotoxicity and also another huge side effect of many chemo drugs, myelosuppression or bone marrow suppression. Okay, let's lock this in. First, you see how the limbs are shaped like a V? That's your clue for the vinca alkaloids. The V in the limbs, out in the periphery, helps you remember that vincristine causes peripheral neuropathy. Now the tricky part is keeping it straight from its cousin, vinblastine. Here's how you do it. Vincristine for the nerves, just think crist my nerves. And vinblastine to blast the bones, that's the one that causes myelosuppression. And as a bonus, we'll draw the numbers 5 and 6 on the limbs for 5-fluorouracil and 6-mercaptopurine, two more drugs that cause myelosuppression. And as a bonus, we'll draw the numbers 5 and 6 on the limbs for 5-fluorouracil and 6-mercaptopurine, two more drugs that cause myelosuppression. All right, we've built all the pieces. Now for the big reveal. Let's put it all together and see the complete visual blueprint that you can take with you into your exam. And there you have it, your complete toxicity figure. Let's do a quick rapid-fire review to really burn it into your brain. Two B's in the chest for bleomycin and pulmonary fibrosis. A D-shaped heart for doxorubicin's cardiotoxicity. A C-shaped bladder for cyclophosphamide cystitis. C's on the ears and kidneys for cisplatin's dual toxicity. And V-shaped limbs for vincristine's neuropathy, plus the numbers 5 and 6 for 5-FU and 6-MP's myelosuppression. It's a whole cheat sheet in one simple drawing. But look, this is awesome for passing your exam, for sure. But this goes way beyond that. Understanding these side effects is absolutely fundamentally critical for any future healthcare professional because this knowledge is what directly protects your future patients. And you don't have to just take my word for it. Listen to what other students are saying, like med student Sarah here. This kind of approach helps cut through all the noise. It turns what feels like an overwhelming task into something you can actually manage. And here's where it really hits home in the real world. Oncology Nerd 101 points out that knowing about vincristine's neuropathy isn't just some random fact. It becomes an action item. It means you're going to be actively monitoring for this in your patients to catch it early and make a real difference. Exactly. And one more from a professional, cancer care pro, who really drives this point home. Remembering that D for doxorubicin is a constant reminder to monitor a patient's heart health throughout their entire treatment. I mean, this is knowledge that literally saves lives. So there you go. We took a dense, intimidating chart and we transformed it into an easy-to-recall, powerful visual. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other complex topic that you're struggling with could be unlocked with just a simple drawing? Thanks so much for joining me.